Popping in once more to talk about the IG report on FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, which led to his firing, which is being unfortunately overshadowed by this debacle in Syria. First stating a few weeks ago that we're going to pull out. Then step two, the predictable railing of those that surround Trump and their interests remain in staying in. They of course flipped out and no, we're not leaving and we have to stay, and then the predictable repeating of history where we fake a chemical attack, we provide evidence, which of course is fabricated and made up, and we manipulate and push and prod the president into doing the wrong thing. But I talked about that before, and what I want to talk about right now is this report about Andy McCabe. I'm going to read part of an article by Adam Shaw and Brooke Singman for FoxNews.com. DOJ IG releases explosive report that led to firing of ex-FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. Andrew McCabe, one-time acting FBI director, leaked a self-serving story to the press and later lied about it to his boss and federal investigators, prompting a stunning fall from grace that ended in his firing last month, says a bombshell report released Friday by the Justice Department's internal watchdog. Well, that's funny. Fall from grace. He didn't have far to fall because those inside and that had knowledge of how Andrew McCabe conducted himself over a number of years would beg to differ that he was a paragon. Inspector General Michael Horowitz, appointed by President Barack Obama, president. I hate that when they do that. Had been reviewing DOJ actions leading up to the 2016 presidential election. The report, handed over to Congress on Friday and obtained by Fox News, looked at a leak to the Wall Street Journal about an FBI probe of the Clinton Foundation. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this because it goes too far, but this is what we should be dealing with instead of playing around with people who have ulterior motives in foreign countries. The report says that McCabe authorized the leak and then misled investigators about it leaking in a way that did not fall under a public interest exception. We concluded that McCabe's decision to confirm the existence of the CF investigation through an anonymously sourced quote recounting the content of a phone call with a senior department official in a manner designed to advance his personal interests at the expense of department leadership was clearly not within the public interest exception. McCabe was fired from his role as FBI Deputy Director last month by Attorney General Jeff Sessions, just days before he would have been eligible for a lifetime pension. Shouldn't have taken that long. After it was determined that he misled investigators reviewing the Bureau's probe of Hillary Clinton's email server. Sessions said that McCabe made an unauthorized disclosure to the news media and lacked candor, including under oath, on multiple occasions. Skipping through, the report faults McCabe for leaking information of an August 2016 call to Wall Street Journal reporter Devlin Barrett for an October 30, 2016 story titled FBI and Internal Feud Over Hillary Clinton Probe. The story, written just days before the presidential election, focused on the FBI announcing the reopening of the Clinton investigation after finding thousands of her emails on a laptop belonging to former Democratic Representative Anthony Weiner, who was married to Huma Abedin. The Journal's account of the call says a senior Justice Department official expressed displeasure that FBI agents were still looking into the Clinton Foundation, and McCabe had defended the agent's authority to pursue the issue. Among the purposes of the disclosure was to rebut a narrative that had been developing that questioned McCabe's impartiality in overseeing FBI investigations involving Hillary Clinton, and claimed that McCabe had ordered the termination of the FBI's Clinton Foundation investigation due to the DOJ pressure, the report says. That leak confirmed the existence of the probe, which James Comey had refused to do. McCabe lacked candor in a conversation with Comey when he said that he had not authorized the disclosure, and I do not believe for 1 second that James Comey did not know, was not told, was not part of these conversations, and he had full knowledge, and he was running the show using Andy McCabe, and of course, Andy McCabe will be the fall guy. Comey will never see a day in a courtroom, let alone in prison. The IG also found that he lacked candor when questioned by FBI agents on multiple occasions since that conversation, where he told agents he did not authorize the disclosure and did not know who was responsible. McCabe has denied doing anything wrong. I'm not going to read what he's saying because he's full of shit, and I could care less. Talks about a letter by McCabe's counsel, could care less what he says. Let's see. McCabe and Bromwich seemingly sought to diminish the credibility of Comey, blasting his recollection is not at all clear. No. He's just passing the buck, which is what they do. I mean, the little guy is the one that's going to take the fall, or the one on the lower sphere is going to take the fall, not the ones at the top who are actually overseeing and making these decisions and allowing things to happen, and, at their direction. Later on Friday, Bromwich had another statement on McCabe's behalf. I could care less about that. Bob Goodlatte, Republican, Virginia, said that the report showed that the decision to fire McCabe was the correct one. No shit. According to the Inspector General report, Mr. McCabe repeatedly lied under oath about the disclosure of information to a reporter. In doing so, he not only violated FBI policy, but he may have committed a federal crime. He may have committed a federal crime. Okie dokie. Dianne Feinstein, don't care what you have to say. Um, yeah, complaining about the way they fired him and how they fired him and when they fired him more than the crime. That's what we do, right? When we're a Democrat. Um, yeah, that's basically it. Um, but unfortunately, the the crap going on in Syria overshadows this very important stuff that's going on here in the United States, um, including that report, which is long overdue. And, you know, bad actors like James Comey and Robert Mueller and James Clapper and Rod Rosenstein and Jeff Sessions. It's obvious that he's allowing it to happen. He can say, "Oh, I'm stepping aside in all the Russian matters," and which he didn't have to do, shouldn't have done. He stepped aside for Hillary Clinton, shouldn't have done. Um, it's very transparent on this end who Jeff Sessions is, and and unfortunately, one of President Trump's uh, worst qualities since he's come into the White House has been his inability to find and install people around him who advance his campaign promises, what he intends to do as president, what we elected him to do. Um, he has a penchant for bringing aboard people that are firmly entrenched in the deep state and just continue everything that everybody else outside can see should never have been begun in the first place. And then you got the runaway Rob Mueller uh, probe, which will never end. It'll never end. The president could end it if he decided that he wanted to. It would be nice if he did. I'd have more respect for him at this point right now if instead of playing games with people that don't want to get out of Syria in the Middle East, instead of playing that game, if he came out and kamikazed Mueller and Rosenstein and Sessions, that would impress me. And and that should have been done a long time ago. Now, unfortunately, and this is all going to get mired up in whatever happens in Syria now. And we're going to have to take a back burner on that.